All right, so we want to welcome everybody back to another school year, and welcome to some of our new people too, and welcome back to the ones that've been around. So Greg's got a little message for you because he couldn't be here. So
good morning, everyone. First off, I want to introduce myself to the new employees here. Welcome to our family here at Lonergan's Charter. I'm Greg Lonergan, president of the company. And then I want to also let all my veteran employees know, first off, I want to apologize for not being there in person. My youngest son is going to his first year of college and it's out of state, and his move-in date came in after we had scheduled this meeting. I want to thank all my veteran employees on coming back this school year, and welcome to the new employees to our family here at Lonergan's. Everyone, please look at our mission statement and focus on that as we kick off a start of a great year. Well, at this point, my awesome management staff will take over and go over key information for our successful start to this school year. Thanks again for all you do, transporting the most precious cargo. Thank you, and I'll see you all at the start of school.
All right. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is we actually lost an employee late last week, Laura Davis. She was the driver of 336, if anybody didn't know that. So I just wanted to, make sure that everybody knew, was aware of it, and just take like a moment of silence just to think about Laura and her family. Okay. And then actually, Julie just got the Celebration of Life, which will be on September 13th from 11 to 2 at the Community Gospel Church of Pasadena. So we'll post that information on the board too. What's that? I don't have a picture of her, but we'll get something up. We'll get something up. So with that, to get started, we have a handful of county supervisors here with us today, so I wanted to give them a chance to introduce themselves. So we've got Ms. Carol and her OT, Sherry, Jamie, and Bernie. So if you guys want to say anything to the group or whatever.
Carrie, you want to kick us off?
My number one thing is no courtesy stops. You make my phone ring off the hook. They're already saying this year, if they catch you, they're going to suspend you. So I want you all to be aware. If you need that stop, let your staff know. They have me on speed dial. They can get a hold of me. I can add it. I can delete something. But we have to do it the proper way. No courtesy stops, please. I want you to have a safe year out there. And I've changed a lot of your runs because we have a new program that can show that one bus had 190 young little kids on it, which you cannot pick up. So we had to move stops around, so that's why some of your runs have changed. I have pulled a lot of stops out, so to make your runs more efficient. Children can walk. If I'm walking to school as a child, half a mile for kindergarten, a mile for elementary, a mile and a half for middle and high. So think about the ones that are walking when you're doing roadside pickup, because that courtesy is just making them lazy. And our society is very lazy today. My OT is here. She's always out at my school, at our school. She's at Old Mill and Severna Park all the time. If you have a problem, you need to see her, just wave your hand and she'll run you your bus. Have any questions for me and us? All to you, Jamie.
I am Jamie Ballard, the supervisor for Arundel Crofton. Tracy's not here. She's my OT. You guys will see her way more than you see me. For the drivers of Two Rivers, please do not park along Two Rivers Boulevard. You can park at the clubhouse or the school. The community continues to complain. Crofton will be issuing citations for drivers caught going 10 miles over the speed limit. And remember that you are on camera. That's for everybody, not just my drivers. Please be mindful of the fact
Very
that you
good.
are on camera. We have access, but everybody in our building has access, so we can't save you all the time. Sometimes somebody calls in, complains, they pull the footage, and they take it and they do what they need to do. So thank you guys for everything that you do, and have a wonderful school year.
Bernie Edwards, supervisor for the Severn Run Cluster and non-publics. I'm looking forward to my second year of working with a lot of you all. Just a heads up, most of the routes for Severn Run Cluster stayed the same with the exception of the high school. They added a full senior class this year, so that's an additional 300 some kids that are going to be at that school. So a lot of, if you had a Severn Run High School route last year, or if you have one this year, there's a good chance that it looks slightly different because some of those stops blew up in terms of numbers. So there were definitely some major changes in that area. Otherwise, I do have a brand new OT that just came on with me, Tamara Remsen. She's actually at the training center today and the rest of this week, but you'll be seeing her out at Old Mill Middle North, Severn Run, and those feeder elementary schools. Kind of echoing what Carol said, as you did your dry runs, and I think everyone finished those up probably yesterday or maybe even earlier this week. Some of you might be going out in the next day or so. If you see something on the route that doesn't make sense, like Carol said, make sure you communicate that back with the team. If we need to make changes, we will. We just want to make sure we do it the right way so it gets on that public page so families know kind of, somewhat appropriate times and everything lines up. But looking forward to the school year. Don't be afraid to stop and say hi. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Nice to see all of you. I have a question. We're going to talk a little bit about safety, not a whole lot. Does anybody have an idea what the first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be?
Speed limit in the parking lot.
What is it?
Parking lot speed limit.
Were you I think you were the first. Who was second? Who was second over here?
Everybody.
Okay. It's, we're kind of giggling about it right now, but we've had this rule in effect for a long, long time, but 5 miles an hour is actually driving like a turtle going slow. And you're gonna see more of me out in the yard in the mornings. And I'm not gonna be there to try to catch you. I'm just there as a reminder that we need to be courteous. We don't want to tailgate. We don't want to pass anybody. And if safety manager, that's kind of like a broad scope. So sometimes I don't even know what it entails, but I need all of your help. If you have an idea or a thought how to make us all safer and better, you can come see me in person, or why don't you just write something down? You could do that, put it in my mailbox. I promise you I'll respond. If you say something to me in person, I'm gonna write it down, and I'll do something about it. If I don't have the answer right then, I'll get you an answer. Okay, a couple of things that we wanna make sure we do every day. When you leave your bus in the evening, you have your mirrors adjusted properly for you. We know sliver the side of the bus, lower mirror, the tire's on the ground. Somebody could have gotten in your bus to fix it, to work on it, or whatever. Please make sure before you leave the yard, your mirrors are adjusted every single morning, okay? As we get our new routes, some of you may have very, very similar, the same routes, some might be different, but there's gonna be changes where somebody has their boat parked. Tree limbs, a lot of growth this spring and this summer, hanging over. Please report those unsafe conditions to your team lead, okay? And we'll act on them and get them safe. The last thing, the next to the last thing I want to talk about is when we're coming southbound on Veterans. So let's say if you're southbound, if you're making a left off Benfield, or if you're coming off 97 or you're coming south, you come up to that traffic light where northbound is blending on to get off onto Veterans. When you're cresting the hill, gradually get your turn signal on, get over in the left lane. Don't wait to get down to the racetrack where there's two people side by side and you're in the right-hand lane. get in the left lane, let them do hand gestures, whatever they want to you. Get in that left lane, you're gonna be safe. It's too dangerous playing that cat and mouse game down there. Lastly, I think Mike is gonna talk a little bit more about this, and it is a safety concern. When we have multiple drivers on trips together, please stay together. Please stay together on your trip down, and people are saying, oh, nobody will do it. Well, I'm telling you, please need to do it, especially when you're departing. And there's a lot of reasons. We get a lot of phone calls. This bus left, shouldn't have left. Where's this bus? You know, we were a little bit late. Can you wait on them? Report that back. Please report that back. All right? So anyway, you know, I saw this saying the other day that life has a habit of giving us, I will call them speed bumps. And every once in a while, and they're challenges. Every once in a while, and hopefully more than not, we have good things happen that we should be thankful for. So what I'm thankful for today is I get to see all of you again today, and I'm looking forward to working with you again this year. Thank you.
About that. What were you saying, Karen?
Just make sure to call in your accident too. And if you can't make it through, just sit, call us.
Yeah, they'll get
Instead of trying to wiggle through.
Well, see, just to add to that, if you're involved in any collision, I don't remember if this is on our list, but any collision, stop the bus right where you're at, unless you're sitting on train tracks, obviously. Call the office. We will tell you exactly what to do after that, okay? You don't even need to know the rest of the procedure. You just have to stop and call us, okay? And then we'll go from there.
And if it's too tight, don't move.
Yeah, and if it's too tight somewhere, whatever, don't move. Like if you get on a tight street or people are double parked or whatever, and you definitely are not sure if you can get through, call. We'll get the police out there and try to get you assisted. Julie, did you want to introduce Stacy?
Everybody, I don't know if you remember him. He's our happy Aflac guy. Jason Ellis is here. He's going to tell us a little bit about a couple new products that he has. And if you're interested, come see me or come see him. See him if he's here. See me if he's gone.
All right. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Jason Ellis with the Voluntary Benefit Shop. I've actually been working with Mike, Greg, and Lonergan's I think for what, almost 12 plus years now. So it's exciting driving in here and seeing all these buses and all these faces, how much, you know, you guys have grown and the success, you know, that you've had over the years. So, but because of that, obviously as an insurance agent, we got to make sure we're up to speed providing you guys the best in benefits. Right now on a voluntary scale, you have the top-notch benefits with Aflac. They're, you know, a company that constantly grows and adapts and makes better programs for you. So I was looking at the in-force report, which a lot of you are enrolled in some of those programs now. And it's important, you know, that we update those plans, or if you have questions, definitely come and see us because you're paying good money for those premiums. A lot of times we'll come back and see you and you're not even aware that you may have had a claim. You know, so a lot of times, you know, the policyholders come to us and they have a claim and then we'll get that process for you. Because even if you hurt yourself or something happened several years ago, as long as you're paying that premium, you can still get that claim paid for you. And there's a lot of wellness benefits and things tied into that plan that can pay you dollars, you know, that helps with your out-of-pocket co-pays, your deductibles and things of that nature. So a lot of you should have in your hands 3 pieces of paper here, okay? This interest form here is the most important. If you don't have one, raise your hand. These lovely ladies, Melissa and Lillian, will hand them out to you. If you don't have a pen, they can get you a pen, because we're also doing cash giveaways for a drawing and a quick game we're going to play here at the end, okay? So this form's very important, is the Lonergan's interest form, and then I'm going to touch on a brand new product that we're doing this year. So a lot of you should have this year is a new all-state whole life plan. Now, through our company, the Voluntary Benefit Shop, we're one of the only companies that have this plan at this high-end offer. As a Lonergan's employee with your head count, employee count, you're eligible for $200,000 of whole life insurance without any medical questions. So if you are currently taking high blood pressure medication, or you've been in a hospital for heart disease, or you had a diagnosis of cancer at some point and now in remission, you can still get this life insurance with, like I said, no medical questions. And we're one of the only companies offering this on the East Coast, really across the country. We're offering this plan now all over the country, and it's very well received. It's very reasonable. If you can take this form out, if you have it in front of you, here, you can take this one. There's your interest form. We have a couple up here too, ladies, that need the interest forms and things. So this Allstate plan, simply put, does two things. It's a life insurance policy at a whole life, which is what's whole life? Whole life is like buying a home, right? You build equity in it. It gains interest for every premium dollar you contribute. It gains interest at 4.5%. So if you hold on to the plan and you have it for a long period of time, you gain cash value. Okay, so you're not just paying premium, you're also gaining cash value. Now, can you cover your spouse under this plan? Yes, you can cover your spouse under a certain face amount of this plan, which is, again, very important, because let's say your spouse is taking medications or has health issues and can't get life insurance anywhere else. Then you can add them to the plan as well and have both of you covered under one program. And do you own this plan? Yes. If you leave Lonergan's, this plan is transferable and portable at the same rate we quote you here through the company. So you get a payroll rate, which is awesome. And your spouse also gets a payroll rate, which is less than you can get on an individual basis. Two, it's not just life insurance. If you look at this plan, down on the lower tier, if you go clockwise, there's a long-term care rider on that. Now, what is that? That's like disability. You know, when we get older, obviously you see a lot of nursing homes, assisted livings. A lot of us have been through situations where our loved ones have had home care, had to stay home, be at the house, be on the couch, whatever it may be. Well, that stuff's expensive. I don't know if you know on the average, but an average nursing home costs roughly around $127,000 a year to have a home and a room at. That's not cheap, right? So this plan helps pay a living benefit on top of your life insurance if you need living benefits to help pay those costs. That also kicks in on this one plan. Now, what percentage do you get? You get 6% of your face amount. She wants this life insurance.
I'm getting it.
Sorry about that, man. So a living benefit pays 6%. So on this example, you see it says 100,000, right? Well, if you're unable to perform 2 activities of daily living, it triggers that benefit. That pays $6,000 a month for up to 34 months. The first tier is 17 months. If you continue into the next 17 months, it goes up to 34 months. So that's a total of $200,000 of long-term care. And that's growing, obviously, very important because a lot of individuals don't have that coverage. This is one of the only products out in the marketplace that really handles that type of benefit. All right, and again, you own it, you keep it. Now, the nice thing is with this plan that makes it and sets it apart from other programs is that if you exhaust all that living benefit of $200,000 and later you pass, well, your life insurance is still there because it has a restoration benefit. So if you pass, you still get the $100,000. That's what makes it a $300,000 value total for a $100,000 life insurance plan. All right, now I know that's a lot, right? That's a lot to take in, but that's why we're here for you. Lillian, Melissa, myself, we have a call center. What I'm going to do today is on the back of this form, and I'm going to do a quick contest. It's no pressure, but whoever scans this QR code and schedules a time with me, I have cash giveaways here for whoever hits the first scan and sets up the first couple appointments. We're also going to do a giveaway, so if you hand in this interest form, and please fill this out and submit it to us, and we'll pick them up at the end of your aisles. You can pass them on down, and then we'll also reach out to you there. But keep in mind, you have the QR code on this communication piece, as well as the life insurance. And that just sets up a time so we can go through these products with you, go through detail, get you your rates, and we can enroll you right over the phone. All right, so if you are interested in that product, do so. The last thing, and then I'll wrap it up, Mike. I don't know how much time I have. I hope I'm not pushing any timelines here. But the other products on this form are your communications for all the AFLAC plans as well. All right, so what does AFLAC do? Quite simply, if you're out of work, and we paid quite a few claims here, and really have helped a lot of the policyholders, but that money goes to you, right? If you have a disability program with Aflac and you're out of work, let's just use the COVID situation, because we paid a lot of claims during that. You got sick because of COVID, you got pneumonia, you had a diagnosis of a heart condition, and you're out of work for several months, it's gonna pay a percentage of your income while you're out, okay? And then that money you can use to pay your bills, food on the table, those kinds of things, help with co-pays, deductibles, all those types of different things that come up, obviously, when you're out and sick. All right? Any questions on that, guys? Any questions? Ma'am?
Is there an age limit on the whole life policy?
That's a great question. Age limit's 80. Goes up all the way up to 80. So that's pretty high. You know, a lot of them cap at like 70 or 75. So this is, yes, ma'am? Is there another one? No? Okay. So if you can, scan that QR code, and then, of course, you can hand in your interest form. And because you had a good question, man, you get a duck there. There you go. Anybody else want to duck while we're up here?
She got another one.
Or is that not an employee? Oh, okay. You just had a nice smile, so I thought I'd give you a duck.
She has another question.
Yeah. What's that? Hold on.
Hold up.
I have another question.
After age 80?
You keep it for life. Yeah, because you're accumulating cash value in that. No, once you have it, you have it. Yeah, it doesn't expire at that. It's just the age at which you can enroll at guaranteed issue. All right? That's good. Yes, ma'am.
What's the lowest cost plan?
This is another great question, and I forgot to mention this. You can get a plan down to 10,000 face amount, and it could be $4 or $5, a pay period. It can be very inexpensive. And that's a great point, because I did forget to bring up one last thing is, if you get this for this initial enrollment, and let's say maybe you don't have the budget to do 100,000 or whatever you may want to do, you can buy in at 10,000, 20,000, get that whole life product, and that's important because that also helps satisfy like a final expense plan you may have been looking for or whatever it may be. Later on, if you want to buy up on that plan, once you're bought in, you can buy up later, still guaranteed issue, no health questions. So let's say in a 10-year period of time, you undergo a surgery or you have some sort of illness or a serious accident where you may not be eligible for other life insurance, you can hold on to this plan and buy up, add a spouse, whatever you want to do. So that's very important. Okay, that's a great, did I give you a gift? There you go, you deserve that. You don't have to feed it or water it or anything like that. But anyway, we're excited to work with you guys. You guys have been always a great group for us, and excited to see the growth. Everybody have a safe year. And please, another question. You just want to duck, don't you? I know.
No, I just wanted to know, instead of adding a spouse, can you add children?
You can add children.
For what age?
You can add children up to age 18 if they're 18, student in school. If they're a college student, up to age 26.
Nothing younger?
No. Oh, younger from that age all the way up to 17.
Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, thank you.
Yep. Another good question. All right, I think I'm done.
All right.
If there's any other questions, guys, we're good. And then, like I said, just pass those interest forms and scan that code if you want to meet with us. All right, thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna go next. Just a few things I want to bring up, and then we'll get into the operations stuff. So first off, I want to acknowledge the shop crew. They've done a heck of a job. The whole parking lot being resurfaced and redone completely. They did. Yes, and they did it like the hottest weeks of the summer. The team leads, I want to recognize them for doing an awesome job getting all the routes ready for today and everything else that they do all year. The whole management team, I want to thank them for everything that they've done to get everything prepared, because a lot of you don't see what happens in the background. Some of you gotten a peek behind the curtain, but there's a lot that happens in this office constantly getting these buses out and running around. So there is a lot there. So I want to thank everybody for that, and I appreciate everything. Marty's been missing from work because he's been sick. So I want to acknowledge everything that he's done all the years that he's been here. we miss Marty, but he's recovering, and I talked to him the other day, and he sounds really well. So he's got high spirits. So we love Marty. So getting into the yard safety, Skip kind of touched on it. I cannot emphasize enough: 5 miles an hour in the yard, not passing each other, not driving up onto the pads in the front or back to walk into the office and then go back out again. Unexpected cars driving around or people in areas that don't make sense is going to cause an accident. And again, I said it last year, I think I've said it like multiple years before, the only reason that someone has not gotten hurt out there is luck. That's the only thing I can think of. So please, like I don't know how else to say it other than to please follow those yard safety rules, because I do not want someone getting hurt. That's the main thing. So make sure that when you get your parking assignment, that you park your vehicle in your assigned space, come into the office, and then go to the bus, and then kind of vice versa on the way back out. No, with the whole new lot set up back in the back area where the like it's Millens is down there. No buses on that because it'll tear it up. So we want to try to keep that nice for the cars. So please do not drive buses back in that area at all. The turnaround's, good enough to get around while you're on the pavement. So kind of like some policy reminders. So our yard policies are our policies. Pretty much all the policies out on the road we follow the county policies. So everything that you've been trained at the training center and everything you learned from them, those are all county policies. With those county policies, if you do not follow some of those county policies, then we get liquidated damages or fines. So we're not going to pay those if you guys are disregarding county policy. You guys will pay those. So I just want to make sure you all know that ahead of time. And with that, if you get red light tickets, it's just a reminder, this is all in the policy stuff with that's in our application and everything. You get red light tickets, run school bus lights, you all are responsible for those fines. So we pay them so that we don't get in further issues, but they're deducted. So just please follow county policies out there, follow our yard policies here, because we don't want to have to, take stuff out of your check to cover some of those things. 8 new buses. So before today, we had only 2 buses that had bus patrol on it. We have 8 new buses that are all 8 of them are going to have bus patrol on them. With that comes a little extra responsibility that you're following the bus stop procedures properly. Because if you don't follow them properly, then the people who are running your red lights are not going to get ticketed for it. And then the county's going to come and say, hey, your bus, whatever, you had 10, 15 people run your red lights, but they couldn't even get prosecuted because you didn't follow the proper bus stop procedures. So please make sure you're following the bus stop procedures. And then also make sure you're turning your masters off when you don't have kids on or off the bus, so that when you pull into the bus yard or you're on school property and you open your door, that your red lights don't activate. Because if the red lights activate here and then you guys are running the red lights because they're not doing anything, it could issue a ticket. It probably shouldn't, but those have gotten through before. So just, if you're driving one of the new buses, please be cautious about that.
Mike, did you ever say it at a meeting about the mirroring? You remember we were at the contractor meeting when the police officer said the mirroring process?
Oh, yes, good catch. So if you are not picking up students, your red light should not be going on. There's been a mix-up over the years. They used to say, like, if you were right behind the bus or across from the bus, you got to put your reds on or whatever. It's hazards, and I believe it's just yellows. That's it. So if you're right behind a bus that's stopping, it's just you go to the yellows. If you're behind that bus, it should be just hazards. Yeah, it all changed. I know you were taught a certain way, but they're they're backing up on that, and I guess they'll probably bring it up in one of the meetings, the safety meetings.
I'm not sure,
I hope,
but the people were getting tickets and they
Yeah.
were picking up kids.
Right. So just be aware of that. It's under Maryland state law. There at the contractors meeting, we had the actual officer that signs off on all these tickets clarify that for us. So if you are not picking up kids, your red light should never go on, ever. So yellows. Yep. Yep. And yep. So that's kind of a new thing. And it's a change, so just be aware of it and try to follow that. If you got any questions about that, we can talk more about it later. The unauthorized stops, I'm gonna harp on that again, because that's like, they changed, like Carol said, she changed a lot of the stops. A lot of the stops were changed to consolidate stops instead of stopping door to door on roads that are close to a corner or whatever it may be. So if you stop at an unauthorized stop, so a stop that's not listed on your route sheet as of today, then really you're putting yourself in liability as well as the company by stopping there, because if the kid falls off the bus or trips up the bus or something like that and something happens to the kid at that unauthorized stop, it's going to come back and they're going to say you weren't even supposed to be there. So sub drivers, if you got kids, if the route sheets as of today are correct, based on the squares, which is what gets distributed out to the families. So when you go online, what's online will match what's on your stop sheet. So we have to go off of that initially, okay? I'm gonna take questions at the end.
But this is important. This has to do with the lights. If you've got a bus that's in front of you that's picking up kids and they keep their lights on while they're going to their next stop, they don't turn their lights.
Right, they need to turn, they're there for not following the procedure.
Right.
Yeah. So, I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
So either way, if it's not on the route sheet today, don't stop there. Sub drivers, don't let the kids tell you that there's a stop over here, over there, whatever. It's based on the route sheet. If a stop's gonna get added or changed later, the route sheet will get changed simultaneously. So that goes along with making sure the route sheets stay up to date. So if you know something's changed on your route sheet, and it's not so much gonna be the stops, but maybe a direction, a left or a right that's off, please let us know so that when the sub drivers go out and run it, they're not turning the wrong way and getting all turned around. So, but it's a big deal. If you think that there needs to be a different stop, or you're stopping and you're like, this is not a safe location, or if you think something needs to be added, go to your team lead and we'll run it up the chain to see if we can get the county to add it. If it makes sense, I don't see any reason why that process can't work. But otherwise, if you had special stops last year and the kids are sitting there, let them know that's not their stop anymore.
But do you pick them up?
You have to pick them up,
Even if they're not the stop.
but they're not going to get dropped off there.
So what happens when the kid comes running out of the bushes?
Right. You got to make best effort, and if they're there, you got to take them in. But then they need to let them know where their stop is actually supposed to be. All right, field trips. This is going to get talked about again. I'm talking about it from a customer service aspect. If you're in a group, stay as a group. Teachers, administrators, other people get very uncomfortable when buses start splitting up and going different directions to get back to a place or to a destination. If you get caught at a traffic light, get separated, so be it. That's going to happen. Sometimes that's going to happen, and that is understandable. But what a customer's not going to understand is why one person's taking 50 and the other one's taking 301 or whatever. You know what I mean? They don't understand that, and then you're arriving either at your destination or back at the school or whatever, or origination, at different times. That's not how we do business. And if you don't think they call and they complain, and then they don't use us next time. So let's not do that. Stick together. And really, and Dee was probably gonna say this, but if you're not gonna stick together, then you just won't be doing trips.
Thank you.
So, so either way, I really don't have much more. I want to thank you for all being back here. Thank you. Welcome to the new employees. You know, we all work as a team. In the office, we're working as a team. The team leads work as a team. If you need anything, go to the team leads. They're there to help. They help us. They're there to help you. And then if there's obviously if anything above that, you know, talk to Dee, talk to Crystal, talk to me. So I know we're gonna have a good, successful school year, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna turn it over to Dee. Yeah.
One more, Savannah Park Middle.
Yeah.
Buses only off of jumpers.
Oh yeah, buses only coming off of jumpers at Severna Park Middle School. So that's a new positive for anybody who's driven over there. You don't have to deal with the parents anymore. Severna Park Middle. If you're where you come in off of jumpers.
At the red light?
No parents' cars are going in there anymore. All right, Dee.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back.
Morning, Dee.
My name is Dee Lawson. I'm operations manager. And I just want to, like I said, thank you all for coming back. Nice to see you all's faces this early in the morning for a summer morning. I hope you had a wonderful summer. I just want to go over a few things. Just to reiterate, yard safety. That's our number one concern here in the mornings and in the evenings. I also want to introduce Crystal. She's in the office taking care of something. And my team leads. Without Crystal, thank you so much. I want to say what an amazing job they've done. They are amazing ladies. They really are. They're my right hand. During the school year, especially the first month, we are going to be extremely busy. We ask that if you know you're going to be taking off for any reason, to please give us as much notice as you possibly can. Day before, that gets hectic, especially when it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you come in, oh, I'm not working tomorrow. We have to find coverage from 4 o'clock. We have until the time you leave the next morning to find coverage. So if you could just give as much time as you possibly can before you take off. Extra work, as far as field trips, team trips, the team leads will be passing out the forms. You'll give them your schedule, what days you're available, what times you're available. All the time. And we'll rotate on whoever puts those papers in on who gets the work. I'm going to be trying to do all the scheduling this year, so like I said, we're going to do a rotation. So you may not seem like you're getting a lot of trips, but depending on how many employees sign up for extra work and trips, we have to divvy it out and make it as fair as possible. And like Mike said, field trips, if we have multiple buses on a field trip, stay together, that's the most important thing. If you're a driver that tends to go off on your own every time you go do a field trip with multiple buses, then we're gonna have to take you off the field trips, because not only is it a customer service thing, but God forbid something were to happen to one of those buses, and there's 4 buses and 3 of them are gone, and this one bus is sitting there by himself. The other 3 buses could have divvied those students and teachers off that bus onto the other 3 and gotten them to their location, rather than them sitting on the bus. Keeping your bus clean, keeping it fueled, red fish, blue fish, and I'm sure Kent's gonna go over the fueling. We have fuel right here. There's no reason why the buses aren't fueled every other day. But we do tend to get in some of the buses and they only have a quarter tank of fuel. And especially if that person is out and a sub driver goes and gets on that bus and it's only got a quarter tank of fuel, they have to sit and fuel the bus. So please remember to fuel your bus. I think that's all I had. So, anyway, oh, and remember, you all carry the most precious package there ever was. Keep that in mind, and we appreciate everything you do. It takes a different kind of person to drive a school bus every day or even be an aide on the school buses. You all are so caring, and thank you for everything you do. We appreciate you.
Real quick, the overcrowding.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, overcrowding. This is gonna be the first week of school. Like Carol said, they have a new software program that kinda gives them an idea of how many students will be on a bus. It's not really that accurate, but if there is a problem, the first week of school, you get to bus stops, you have 5 bus stops, you get to your first 3 and you're already crowded. At the when you get to the point where you're overcrowded, call into the office, tell dispatch, hey, I've got no more room and I have 2 more stops. We will contact the county, we will contact the school, take those students to the school, then go back and do those stops, those 2 stops. I know it's only temporarily, like I said, because we don't know how many kids are going to be on the buses the first week of school. But if there is an issue, please, please, please call into the office, let us know, take those students to school, and then circle back around and pick up the ones that didn't fit.
A stop count for us.
And to do a stop count for the county so that they know how many kids are at each stop. Any questions? Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of this week, your last week off, and we'll see you next week. Good job. Heads up. Oh, Julie's up.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so we've been hiring this summer, and I'm sure you guys are going to see some new faces, and I'm going to call out their names. Some of them aren't here, they're in class. There's 2 of them in class right now. But we have several new drivers and more to come. And I know you guys don't know everybody, and you guys might pass, but try to be nice and say hello to everybody, because we're a big team, right? Yeah, okay.
Everybody stand and say hi.
All right, well, first I wanted to welcome back Earl Brown. He came back. Tanya Anderson, she came back. And Mr. Bubakar came back, so we got 3 back. Miss Angela Young will be a member of our new driver team. Tanika Pope, Roberta Robinson, Raisha Breen, Mr. Etsy, Danny Hansen, who is having surgery, and he'll be back probably in October, okay? And then Miss Amy DeLuca, who is right there, and she came certified already. We love her. All right. I have several new aides as well. Miss Kathy Lean, Miss Crystal Salmons, Mr. Daniel Davis, Miss Brenda Evans, and Akeisha Jackson, and Laurice Goff is coming back as well. But those 2 are in class, so they're not here today. I do also have another gentleman who is a certified aide that is going to work towards being a driver, and that's Kevin Keys.
I think he had an emergency.
There you go. All right, so back by popular demand. Bank of Days were a real big hit last year. So we're gonna expand it, and you guys can do 2 a month now, which I thought was great. It really did help, and let me tell you about this year. So I guess all the parents got together and voted for a 2-week Christmas break, which is gonna put us out a little bit later in June. Which will also give us another extra week in August, I think, is how it works out. Okay, I'm little. I'll yell.
Let me hear.
So the parents voted and got 2 weeks at Christmas off. That's how it worked. And now we're gonna lose a week in June before summer school starts.
How do parents get to vote for that?
I don't know, I'm not the county, I don't make those decisions. I'm just telling you that that's what it is. So, if you use your bank of days, you're gonna have a little, it's gonna be a little bit better in the summer for you. And I'm encouraging you guys to use them. And for those of you that don't know how, come see me, I will tell you all about it. All right, in the afternoon, a lot of you guys need to see me after your runs, and a lot of people just want to talk to me. And if you need to see me, tell me. I know that I won't think you're waiting for the bathroom anymore since we got offices in there, so that's kind of good. But if you need to see me, you guys can always call me, text me. I will make an appointment with you if that's what you want. I am here to help you guys. I am never doing anything to make you guys angry. So if there's a mistake in payroll, I did not do that on purpose. Come see me. I will fix it. We will fix it. It'll be fixed. Mike might have to fix it, but we will fix it. It will get fixed. I don't want any of you guys to think that I'm against you in any way, shape, or form. I love all of you, and sometimes I do get overwhelmed because I am a pretty busy person.
That's an understatement.
But come see me. I will help you. I will fix it. And then I think that's it. I think that's it.
I'm sorry, I need to bring up one more thing. Getting back to the trips, field trips, team trips, because we are so busy, and we do ask you to limit your time off. If you aren't here a lot if you're not here through the week to cover your regular route, then extra trips, Saturday trips, are gonna be slim. If you can't keep your buses fueled and clean, you'll go to the bottom of the list as far as trips. We have all the supplies you need to keep your buses clean. We have fuel right here. I don't know any nice way of putting that, but trips are a perk. Trips are a perk. And it's not fair for people not to get trips and people that struggle get trips. So that's the one thing. Yes, Josh?
I have a question. I know that things change on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
But if we're doing a trip that involves multiple buses, especially when we're not leaving from the same place to meet somewhere, can we get the other bus numbers on our trip sheet so we don't
Absolutely, absolutely. We will get you bus numbers and names of everyone, and we will try and designate a lead driver is going to be up to them to make sure the buses are together with them, to make sure there's no issues. Drop-off point, pickup point, because when we get the trips, it's like, okay, we want to go to the Smithsonian. Well, the Smithsonian is huge.
Right.
So, yes.
With that, that's a great question. If you don't see it on there, just ask. So if those trip sheets, half the time they'll get printed out the night before, then they get new ones printed out the morning of, all that. So sometimes it might not happen. But we'll make best effort. If you don't see anything on there, like if it doesn't say, what other buses are on there, and what we can try to do is there's a notes section for the drivers that we can try to add it to. But like you said, things change all the time. So if for some reason you don't see it, just ask and we'll get it and we'll make sure you know. Thank you. Yep.
That's it. That includes the team trips where they want 2 and 3 buses sometimes as well.
Hey Dee.
Yes.
When we're on highways, you need to see a bus that's a dot of yellow way in front of you instead of back with the group.
Yeah, that's just about sticking together.
Yes.
That happens a lot.
Right. Well,
we're trying to change that. We'll take it day by day. But anyway, thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. See a lot of new faces here. Welcome to Lonergan Charter. As you know, first words out of every manager's mouth here is safety. That is our entire mission statement. That's why we're here. That's what we do. Greg is so proud of that. He's proud of all of you guys and the way you handle yourselves and the way you represent him. All right. Let me introduce my guys. Shaggy, stand up. John, just thank the shop for the new parking lot design and all that. Thank the guys. They were out there in the blistering heat. We're supposed to be working on buses, but they do so much stuff around the yard, cleaning up, maintaining, fixing.
There he
With that being said, the parking lot is not finished. Your buses where they're at right now are not going to be like that come Monday. We're late on that. We've had a lot of last minute changes, a lot of rain, a lot of personnel changes. So what I'm planning on doing is you all will get a text with a map of the parking lot, where the buses are, another map of where the car parking is and the numbering, and your assigned bus number, slot number, and your personal parking. So that Monday when you come in, you'll know where you need to go. Had to move the buses. It's the only way we could fit everybody in the parking lot without getting the satellite parking lot. The assignment for the parking are going to go by physical abilities. You know, we have some older employees that have some physical limitations, and they need to be closer to the bus. They need to be closer to the office. We have some people with really nice cars, and I'm going to try to group you guys together.
What if we ain't got cars?
Do you have one?
Do we have just a drop
Put your parking spot number on your check.
We're gonna put the wheelchair out front for you guys.
No.
Okay, guys, speaking of that, if you don't have a car and you get dropped off, it is your responsibility to make sure your ride knows the regulations in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Don't stop in front of the buses, don't speed, don't...
The only
Now,
time
well-
I stop in front of the bus is if I'm late and I call in, like, I'm here.
You still can't speed, you're just gonna be
Oh, no.
1 second later. Just because your team leads are just there for you, don't think that they don't help the shop out completely. They've been moving buses for me all summer. They've been cleaning buses all summer. Every bus out there should be clean. So you're going to start fresh. Please take care of that. Let's go by age, or y'all want to go by seniority?
So, everybody, Crab Feast money is due Friday.
What?
Crab Feast money is due Friday.
For your guests.
For your guests.
Listen up.
Okay, everybody, all right, let's get to the nuts and bolts. Veteran drivers, if you're in your bus, you know your bus, right? The veteran drivers, if you're in the bus, you know your bus. We have streamlined the fleets. Sheldon remembers back when we had an International, a Thomas, a Bluebird, a front engine, a rear engine. Everything is almost the same. A dirt parking lot. Yes. So we have come a long, long way. What's that? We're going backwards?
No, we only move forward at Lonergan.
Yes.
We ain't going back, baby, we ain't going back.
We look back at what we did wrong and we fix it and we move forward. Oh, your buses just passed the safety inspection. We did a wonderful job. We had a few tickets for some minor thing. We had 0 safety tickets. So thanks to the guys in the shop and the team lead. So at the start of the year, you may not remember, if you didn't work all summer, you know exactly what went on with your bus. You might be getting a new bus. I do suggest you video your bus. So if somebody comes to you and he says, hey, what's this dent from? That you know that it was already there. You know, it might have been something we didn't see. It might have been something the last minute that got moved. And if that does happen, if you hit a mirror in the parking lot, or just a little ding, or a tree branch going down Veterans Highway, just let us know. We're not going to punish you unless you don't tell us. Also, if you hit the bus next to you, it's really unfair to that next person that's going to be there. What's that? They will. They're going to have Paw Patrol or Bus Patrol, whatever they call it. They have cameras inside, outside, facing forward, but they don't help you with the backup camera.
So they doesn't have the back?
No. They're all monitoring cameras. Please, first, when you go out there, you do your dry run, take a video of your gauges, take notes of your gauges, see what's hot, see what your oil pressure is supposed to be, see what your air pressure is supposed to be. It is going to be super important this entire first week and the entire year to get your pre-trips done. The buses have been setting, you know, it's really not good for them, so they're tired and grumpy.
When they call in for
What?
issues. When they call in for issues.
So just like traffic control, just like everything, you've got warnings on your buses. You got buzzers that will scream at you, and you got a yellow check engine light and red. What's yellow mean? Yellow means caution. Get somewhere safe. Call it in. With the new systems we have, I can monitor stuff remotely. I can see what your bus is doing. So it might be something where I say, you're safe, it's just a minor thing, a service reminder, just write it up on your timesheet, and we'll take care of it. If it's red, it's your responsibility to stop immediately, wherever it's safe, pull over, cut the bus off, call and ask for help. We have so many tools nowadays that I'm still learning myself, where you can send me a video and say, hey, this is going on. Help me. My gauges are going crazy or something like that. Or I don't have an iPhone, but several of the managers do here, so you can do the FaceTime thing. But what I ask is, if you have a problem out on the road, please call in. Don't just ignore it. Don't not tell us, because if you do get somewhere and the problem does get worse, we're not going to have that heads up to get it on the web that the bus is running late, or to get you another bus. Like if you call in and have a problem, I'm going to have the guys ready to go get you. Or I might just send them to go get you. Fueling. Everybody that's new here has been trained on fueling. We haven't changed the fueling procedures. It's red fish, blue fish. If you have a odd number bus, you got a red sticker above your door. It's displayed in here every day. This is red fueling day. That is your day to fuel. You must fuel that day. With the amount of buses we have, if everybody decided to fuel on Wednesday, we're not going to have enough fuel for everybody. We're going to run out if you wait. If you have a spare bus, anytime you use a spare bus, when you're done, you fill it up, you sweep it, empty the trash, and park it. That is for everybody. They're not Debbie's bus. They're not Ruthie's bus. They're all of our buses, right? If Debbie doesn't come to work, somebody's got to drive that bus. It should be clean. It should be swept. No trash in it. No raccoons driving around in it. And it should be ready for that person, because she is sick in the morning, right? That means we're already on the scramble for that. So they shouldn't have to add in cleaning up the bus, fueling the bus. It should be ready to go. Any kind of thing that happens like that is a safety distraction. And that person might not even be happy that they have to cover for her. So we don't want anybody going out on the road with you know, a bad attitude.
With that said and done, can you tell us that if we have a sub, they use our bus, and we know it's clean and fuel, but they don't get it safe, will you able to tell us, will you know who drove the bus? Because the officers always say they don't know who drove it.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
You know how when people use a sub, like I use my sub bus,
Mhm.
and I didn't fuel that bus or clean that bus, and they come to you, ask you who drove that bus, they always say they don't know who drove it.
No, what they're saying is they don't want to tell you. Huh? If we just all take it amongst ourselves to do the right thing, A, that won't happen. B, yes, you should report it.
They always say who drove it.
It's because, hold on. The reason we say that is because we do know who drove it, but we're not gonna tell you because you're asking who drove it. You just need to report, listen, you just need to report that you found the bus that way, and then we'll handle it. We're not gonna tell you who it was because we don't need you guys going after each other either.
That's exactly what's. Shelley has a very good point. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But just because we don't tell you doesn't mean that behind the scenes something's not happening. And over the years since I've been here, it's gotten better and better every year with the spares. I think everybody can attest to that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ted. Thanks.
If you notice on the new buses, it's got an idle certification sticker on it. So they're cracking down on that. So some of the new buses, if you idle too long, they will shut themselves off. So be aware of that. Think of that first. Like if you idle too long, and they may make it a standard industry-wide. So there's a button I can push in each bus. I'm going with the computer program. You can't do it without the program, but to set the idle time. If that happens, just report it. We'll make sure that the system is working correctly. It's never going to do it sitting in traffic. It's never going to do it in gear. It will only do it if you're stopped with the parking brake set. As far as we used to have handbooks for the buses, for those of you who've been here and the new people, of course they stopped doing everything paper. So my long-term plan is to figure out, with my younger guys' help, how to do a QR code for each model. And then what I'll do is we're going to put it, I guess, on the bulkhead. I don't know, does the county have to prove something like that? I do need an answer to that.
Yeah, I'll find out.
So that, okay, you want to read about your bus, you want to know your bus, you're one of them drivers that has to know what every little button does, you drive the fanciest car around. Because there's some stuff that surprises me sometimes when I read that book. I'm like, wow, I could do this. So you'll be able to scan that QR code, get to your operator's manual, and read all about it.
Nancy has a question.
Yes, Nancy.
I have a question. I don't know if it has to go to you. For those of us who have special needs kids in seatbelts, we don't have those seatbelt ripper things. Are they gonna be put on buses, or are they gonna be?
If you didn't have them,
Yeah, you should have.
Where are they?
ask for
I've
them.
never had one.
You need to ask for one.
Do all the buses
Just
have?
go to your team lead. About it.
All the buses have mine don't.
Every single bus is supposed to have that.
Mine's never had it.
Yeah, they do. They look weird.
He was high.
I've never seen one.
They're, I thought they were.
Now,
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Ken still got
everybody.
some stuff.
Write-ups. At the bottom of the sheet, please just try to give information. No cuteness, no complaining, just information. That's what we need. If you have to, attach a sheet to it and explain the entire thing. Sometimes something is so intermittent and random, a beeping, a buzzing, that only happens when you hit a bump or something. Sometimes those are hard to find. If you're out on the road and all of a sudden you get a beep and something's going on, and your dashboard doesn't say anything is wrong with the bus, when you can, pull over, recheck all your roof hatches, windows. What? No. Again, with the write-ups, starting out the school year, it's hot. If you have an AC problem, not only does it go on your write-up sheet, you have to do an AC sheet. It's pretty detailed. It gives us a lot of information. When we transition into the cold weather, there's a heater sheet as well, because there's so many fans and different things that it could be. There's not enough room on the bottom of the write-up. We have specific slots. We have slots for your regular time sheets, and we have slots for time sheets with problem. Please make sure that they get into the right box so that we can address them as soon as possible. There is sometime a 1 to 2 day lag between when she enters it into payroll, which is important for your paycheck. But between that time, it's got to get to me. If it is something super important, if it is a safety thing, if you're out there and something's going bad, get a hold of your team lead or manager, and we'll probably sub you out to another bus. All the buses are in assigned spots. And the fact that we all have them in an area now, instead of you got to walk back there for a spare, your regular bus is up there, you don't know where to park. Every bus now stays in this parking lot unless you get special permission. So if you drive a spare bus and it's in slot 19, after you're done fueling and sweeping at the end of the day, it goes back in slot 19. When your bus is ready, it will be back in its slot. Does anybody have any questions so far? Who? Oh, yes.
You said that the buses are gonna be all different come Monday?
It might be.
Yes.
Well, then they couldn't be in the same spot then, right?
Exactly. You'll have a number.
Okay.
Come
Just
Monday,
look for your
it's gonna
number,
be the
common
same.
sense, look for your numbers.
There can be a scenario during the year where we got to change some buses around and change parking spots around and change employees' parking spots around. Due to people coming and going, if you drive a Mini Cooper today and you trade it in on a Suburban, you might have to go to a different parking spot because some of the spots aren't large enough for large vehicles. We have different spots. Like I said, everything's going to be going on physical abilities, and then after that, it's on seniority. And some people that just want to park by themselves, or they have nice cars, they want a car club back there, which is all great. I love cars too.
As long as they're in a parking spot.
Yeah. And the final thing about parking, when you park your car or you park your bus and you get out and it's crooked in half in the next person's spot, don't leave it like that. That is rude. It causes animosity amongst people. You don't want to be bickering with your neighbors. If you don't do it, you don't have to worry about the person next to you. If you can't do it, ask the trainers for help. Some of our spots, have to be assigned to certain drivers because they're trickier to get into. Some of them are assigned for safety. Some of them are assigned for field trips, sports trips. People that come in at 3 o'clock and have to be at school at 3:30 for a sports trip to get everywhere on a timely manner. Just like what Shelley was saying, when you make a complaint about something or don't think you're being ignored. We're working on it. Sometimes there's not an easy fix. There's a saying that says you can't please everybody, but we do our best to try to get everybody treated fairly. So please respect that same thing. If you have a problem with your parking spot, just let your team lead or the manager and cuss him that you're not doing this. And that's really not fair to her. It wasn't her decision. She didn't design it, but we can work together to take care of it. Any of the problems, whether it's with the bus, whether it's with somebody else, the managers, while they can take a little bit, that's why we pick them, and they can handle them stressful situations, they don't deserve to be beat up. Yes.
Just a general parking question. You said before we're getting a text before the first day, so we know where to park.
Yes, you'll get either.
That includes where, like, we park and the bus stop. Because before we had those offices installed there, there was like a map when you came in to show.
We'll have that up.
That's going to be up to.
It's gonna be there too. As far as the parking for people parking, are we double parking like we were doing last year and having a certain spot to do?
A bus
Does
driver
this
and
tag,
bus.
the bus tag?
What?
If the bus is like
The double parking.
double parking with our drivers, or we all
No.
No, not at this
double
point.
parking.
We're not having double
You'll
parking.
have your own space.
Yes.
Are we going home with a little hang tag like we did last year at the meeting?
It's probably going to be a 2-week transitional thing in the first 2 weeks of school, but you will have a map sent to you on your phone of the bus parking and the personal parking. We can get the. This will probably be done by tomorrow morning. If you don't receive one by Friday at 5 o'clock, try to contact us. Text manager or call Julie.
We're not really worried about
that was my
tags,
next
'cause
thing.
Once you get it signed, that's it.
We gave out sheets for all your personal vehicles. Please make sure we have one that is updated, that's your phone number, that we have a way to contact you, that we have a way to text, that you're on the company. Everybody should be on the company group text that sends out alerts and, items for meetings and such. Huh?
I don't have that. Oh, I mean,
So before you leave here today, just make sure that we know your car information. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is the Wardell Weems Fund. Wardell is a good friend of mine. He was a manager here for several years. Unfortunately, passed from cancer at a young age. So.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
When I first started here, anybody need help went to Greg, he'd help. Always has. One summer it was so bad, he was wondering if he had money to pay the bills. And I'm like, but you still helping this person. They can't pay their electric, you're helping. So I said, Greg, why don't we start a fund where everybody pitches in? I'm very blessed to have what I have. So I want to give back to you guys. I consider most of you family and friends. So we started a fund where everybody gives in a little bit every paycheck. And at first, it just didn't seem like it was doing it. But then it was building and building. We had more people. We had more people contributing. We were helping people. We're still helping people. So just because you're doing well today doesn't mean something can't happen to you tomorrow. Stuff hits hard every day. People don't deserve it. Stuff happens to good people. Please, if you would, everybody, contribute what you can to the Wardell Weems Fund. If you need help, if you can't pay a bill, it's not public knowledge, you can go to Julie or Mike. No one else will know. But that's what that fund is there for. It's for us to help each other as a company and to honor Wardell and all the previous employees that we've lost along the years. It's been a lot since I've been here, but just to honor everybody. Sorry about getting emotional about it, but Skip has the forms. Even if it's, so does Julie, at any time, you know what, if you're not right now, but 2 months down the road, you're like, no, what, I'm gonna do that, I wanna help. And even if it's 50 cents, it all adds up and it all helps.
Hello, also Candace, if someone's already putting into it, if they want to raise it, they can also raise it.
Yeah, you can raise it any time you want. You know, the prices of everything are going crazy, so money don't stretch as far. Yes, ma'am.
Even though Marty's in a rehab, he said to donate money to the Wardell Fund. Because for 13 days, Tommy was on life support system. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. And Craig and Mike showed up at John Hopkins when he was hooked to a machine on life support. But he made it. He made it. But he said, Ken Dean, you know, you couldn't be there for him because you were doing a lot of work here. But he said, I took pictures of the driveway and stuff. He said, you guys did an awesome job. He said, even though he can't drink anymore, he said, I will drink for him.
Tell him I'm going to do that tonight.
Do that.
Yeah, so Jason's gonna give out the cash prizes real quick.
So on that note, let's give away some money. Right, Ken? Let's give away some cash.
That's what everybody want to hear.
Who wants to hear? Who wants to hear who won on the contest here? All right.
Now,
So
we didn't have to set the appointment for today, right?
no,
Okay.
no.
Different day.
But a lot of you are interested in life insurance because a lot of people scheduled. But remember, if you didn't schedule, we're doing another cash giveaway. So hand those interest forms in to the ladies over here if you haven't filled this out, because we'll do another cash giveaway for that as well if you have interest. And then Julie, I'll be emailing you the forms too.
Okay.
And so Julie can email those out to everyone. And then, okay, so I know this is a dry party, right? No drinks. But I'm gonna ask Tequila Jones to come on down. Let's got Tequila Jones. Is she still here?
Yeah, she's here.
Where's Tequila? All right, Tequila, right here.
All right, Tequila.
Tequila, a good way to start the day. It's always good to start the day with tequila, right? Here we go. You're pick any of the ones you want. There's different amounts. So. Oh, let me grab that. You got two in there. There you go. All right, and then we got tequila. I'm gonna try to pronounce these as best I can. Raisha, is that right? Raisha Bray, right here. All right. Schedule. You pick which one you want. All right. Thank you. And then we have one more. These are the first three, keep in mind. And this one's really a challenger, but I'm going to nickname him Olu. Olu Wasigan. Olu Wasigan right here. This gentleman. There you go. Is it all right if I call you Olu? Yeah. Okay. There you go. Call him whatever he wants to be called. He's a big guy. Okay, so I got two more, and that'll be done once we do the drawing when you hand those in. Okay, so they'll be collecting those interest forms here at the bottom, and then we'll do another one. All right, thank you. I appreciate everyone.
All right. Just get ready to sew up
just
now.
fill these
So,
out. And
one thing that Carol wanted to make sure that
and
we
it does.
mentioned.
God, I'm sorry.
All right. One thing that Carol wanted to make sure that we mentioned is no passing other buses in the bus loops. If you're having a regular problem with a bus either sitting off to the side or taking forever to get out of there, just let us know and we'll report it to the county so they can get to the bottom of it. So do not pass. It's not worth it. It's not worth hitting a bus. It's not worth anything.
What about Ripley Woods?
No passing.
No passing.
No passing. Buses do not pass
Yep.
buses.
Do not pass other buses in the bus
They will
loop.
be there.
It is
Same
okay,
thing.
it is okay, what about when they drop all the students off and put their hazards or they go in and use the bathroom, is that okay to pass
They
that?
need to actually put, if some of these bus lots have enough space where they can pull into a slot and park and then go to that restroom. They don't need to stay on that curb.
So just
And that's
report it.
a student problem.
If there's a question about it, just report it to us and we'll handle it from our end, okay? It's just, it's not worth, either, you know, you getting in trouble or accidentally hitting mirrors and all that other stuff. So,
So then if you have a layover and you're in a bus loop, and it's one of the buses, like say over